NYLT weekend.
Can we get Nick to, or can we get Cliff to introduce the speech?
What was it called? Recap. NYLT weekend. Cliff, where do you go to school? Are there extra teachers in the room?
Yeah, usually. Matt McCann, my NYLT weekend. My NYLT weekend, Matt McCann. You may begin.
So, 2 days ago, I threw a ball of leaves in the middle of a storm at a camp counselor's face. Now, how did we get here? So, I went to something called NYLT. Do any of you know what that stands for?
National Youth Leadership
Training.
Yes, that's correct. National Youth Leadership Training. So I was there for 6 days because there was, instead of the normal 7 days, because there was a program that did weekend, off during the week, then weekend. I arrived on Friday, on the Friday that we had off from school. I arrived early in the morning, crazy, stupid early. I had to be up by like 6 to get on there, to get there on time, not 6. Like 4 to get there on time. I went up, I had my days. The first day, I met my group, my patrol. I was in red patrol with Kieran. I was with Zach, who later earned the nickname Pigeon for unknown reasons. I was with Rickard and Jonathan. That was my patrol. That was who I was spending 24 hours with for 3 days straight, and then another 3 days. We ate together, we talked together, we fought a lot. We did not sleep together. We slept in our own separate tents. Now the first day, we had to do a bunch of bonding activities to introduce ourselves, to get to know one another. One of them was we threw, do any of you know what a D12 is? Good. It's a 12-sided die. We threw it, we'd catch it, and then wherever your thumbs landed, whatever number it was, the counselors had this paper with each number and I believe 4 questions to each number. And so me, being a pain in the tuchus that I am, insisted on catching it every single time without my hands. So one of the times, I caught it like this with my arms. One of them, I took my hat off, and just various other ways of being a pain. So the rest of the days are pretty boring. So I'm just going to skip to the last 2 days. So on the second to last day, what we did was we had this thing that we had to do called Outpost, which normally you go there, you sleep out there for the night, and then you come back. Instead, what we did was we went out, we had this GPS, this little handheld GPS that we had to punch numbers into, and we followed it past a campsite, past wherever, onto this bridge. Went there, and the GPS was telling us to jump off the bridge. We did not follow the GPS all the way. And then we sat, and we opened letters. These letters were from our counselors. Each patrol had 2 counselors assigned to them, a TG and an SI, neither of which I know what stands for. We had these letters, which almost definitely were copied off ChatGPT. There was one addressing the whole patrol, and another to each individual person. The one addressing the whole patrol went something along the lines of, bye. Go elect your forever patrol leader and assistant patrol leader. And then after that, we went and we opened our own letters. Our own letters were basically copying of everyone else's, but the names were swapped out. They were like, bye, you did great, see you never. So after that, because it was gonna rain that day, what we did is we headed back to the campsite that we passed earlier. and there was this little lean-to. And so what I did was I went in there with a couple of the other patrols. We were hanging out, we were playing Uno. Someone had brought these waterproof Uno cards, which was really, I want some. We played, and at some point, someone decided that there was too many loud people, too many quiet people, so we divided the group in half, with the quiet people leaving the lean-to, and the loud people staying in. If you want to guess which one I did. So I stayed in the lean-to. I was in there, I was chatting with some people. We weren't really playing with the cards, we just kind of left them sitting there. And that night, we returned. What they did was, normally, we all went to the dining hall, we had food. If any of you have been to Forestburg, it was very reminiscent of that. We went there, normally. But instead what they did on this night was they gave us these big tins of slop. It was chicken, rice, beans, carrots, whatever. It was kind of like stuffing, but white. They gave it to us, and we sat down with our patrols, and we ate it. They also gave us a little bit of dessert stuff. Yeah, that was it for that night, pretty much. Except, that's not going to lie to you. There was a storm that night. We all went to bed. Remember, I was laying in my bed. I was in my sleeping bag, all warm up, all bundled up, all cozy, all whatever. And out of nowhere, there was this. Out of nowhere. And people were yelling, people were screaming, like, blah, 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 what's going on? Turns out that the storm had come. It was right above us. Even though it should have just passed by us. It should have missed us. It didn't. So I had my hat over my eyes because I was trying to sleep. Pull it up, and then I get out of my tent, and I was going to bed fully dressed. What I was going to wear the next day because I forgot to pack my pajamas. So I vaguely hear counselors yelling. I couldn't make out what they were saying, so I did was I put my shoes on because lightning, rubber shoes. Grabbed my water bottles, and I started trying to figure out what was going on. The counselors then came over to our side of the camp because it was split. It was a parade field. It was a big open field. It was split in half. There were 3 patrols here, 3 patrols here. Big open area in the middle. So the counselors started on the far side, away from me, closer to the dining hall. They started clearing everybody out of there, getting them all to go to this large pavilion, probably about half the size of this room. And so we all go there. For a couple minutes, they're panicking, they're having us all sit there quietly at the tables with our patrols, or whatever of our patrols is there. And they're making calls, figuring out where everyone was. Blue Patrol was missing for a while. They were working on a pioneer project. And then after it all calms down, they're trying to keep everyone from, panicking, trying to keep them all from whatever. And so we decided to play, do any of you know what whoosh ball is?
Nah, please explain.
It's what you do when you have a group of people and you can't find a ball. The rules are very simple. You go whoosh to the person next to you. You all make a big circle. And then what you can do is you can either bump it to skip the next person, you can pin it back, or you can zap to a random person anywhere around. What we did was there was a ton of leaves on the ground. So one of the counselors, his name was Zach, not the one of my patrol, different Zach, he decided to pick him up and have everyone play whoosh ball, which very quickly devolved into a snowball fight with leaves instead. And so it goes on like that for a couple minutes. And that's pretty much the whole night. And the next morning, we all go. We have the closing ceremony, and it was snowing during it a little bit. We took these little parts of the evergreen tree, tossed them in a fire. That was basically the weekend, then we all went home. Thank you.